Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bit of an update to take you through where we are, what we've been doing and what we've got upcoming. So just to give you a bit of a background, the last video that I filmed sort of like vlog style was I think back in maybe April or May. No, it must have been April. So that was the start of lockdown. I started putting some videos together in terms of like what training I'd been doing, but I just felt like they were becoming a bit same. So I kind of stopped with the weekly videos. I've been focusing more on sort of trying to adapt to my business because essentially I've not been able to work with people on the same basis. So I've really enjoyed sort of putting my time all into sort of focusing on my clients. I launched something called the Running Hub, and the feedback from that has been sensational, where people have just said that it's kept them going, and that's it really. So I've kind of taken my time away from YouTube and put it more into sort of like actually working with my clients and giving them the support they might need at this time. So yeah, that's been really good. In terms of my training, I have just been doing, I don't know, like James and I had a conversation at the weekend and he said that you're just chopping and changing. So this will come on to like where I'm going next with it. So I've just been basically for the last, I don't even know how many, we're in June now, and I've just been essentially doing around 40 miles a week. I got a new bike, so I haven't been going as much out on the bike the last few weeks because the weather wasn't as good. So I got the bike, the weather was good, and then it turned bad again, but it's getting good again this week. So hopefully get out on some bike rides. And then I've been teaching again. So the last few weeks especially, I've been able to go back outside and teach small group classes and one-to-one clients. So my body has taken a bit of a battering. It's not used to it. So I've been a bit here and there with my training. I've not really had any direction or purpose. You know, I didn't really have many races booked in this year. But anything that I did have booked has just kind of been wiped out. So yeah, it's kind of left me a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But all of my energy has gone into my clients because they've also as well had to battle their race calendars and decide what they want to do, what they want to try and focus on. It's like getting races from the spring, putting them into the marathon, into the autumn, and then dealing with autumn events and balancing it all out. So it's been tough. James, on the other hand, has been doing super well with his training. Not actually, I made that sound like that mine isn't going well. It's not that, but it's just that it's got no sort of real shape to it, should we say. James has been doing very well. He has been furloughed. He's a chef, so hasn't been able to go into work. Obviously pubs and restaurants are currently shut at this stage, and he has been building up his mileage to like 80 miles a week. One week he did 90, and then he did a time trial Saturday just gone and did 17:39, which matches his second best time. So his best time is 17:12, and he did 17:39 I think 3 years ago when we first met at the Rocket 5k. So I'm happy with where my mileage is. I've built back up. You know, I was injured back in February. James has done really well. He's like probably at one of the fittest that I've like seen him in terms of like his training and how well it's going. So time will tell when he goes back to work, and hopefully he can keep that intensity and volume. But yeah, just a bit of an intro to today's video. I'll hopefully try and get James to come on, because he's also, if you don't already know, so yeah, in this time as well, I've launched a podcast. You weren't already aware, so go and search for that. It's called the Running Hub, and James has been on a few episodes. He interviewed me, or I was a guest on the podcast. He sort of sat me down and we had a chat. So yeah, he's getting a bit more confident behind the lens and maybe behind the mic. So yeah, I'll try and get him to chat through training, and then yeah, I'll sit down with you at some point and talk you through what's going on, because it's 22nd of June today, and we've had some really exciting announcement from the Milton Keynes Marathon. But I need to dash, because in 4 minutes time I've got to teach our online class in the Running Hub tonight. It's a HIIT session. I have planned more a Tabata, so it's like high intensity, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, and there's like loads of rounds. So yeah, really looking forward to that, and I'll catch you all at some point, hopefully soon. Hey gang, so I've just watched back the first part of that video and realised I haven't filmed anything since then. Oh, I've been terrible with filming stuff recently. So update on the update. So that's where I sort of like went into a little bit of detail about my training and where James's training is at. This week James has gone back to work, so it's now sort of like the start of July. Pubs and restaurants are reopening, so James is back at work. So I actually haven't been able to sort of like pin him down to get him onto camera. So maybe I'll include that in the next vlog. But the exciting announcements that I was talking about in the first part of this video. So two things. Is it two things? Anyway, Milton Keynes Marathon have decided that they cannot go ahead with their Plan A race. So they're now doing something called the Milton Keynes Marathon Reimagined. So it's kind of a virtual race, but a step and a level up from that. So they're offering all of the race distances, 5K, 10K, half and full marathon. I've come up with some new courses because the well, not the old courses, but the current courses go from the Milton Keynes Don Stadium, and it would just generate a bit of like, there'd be too many people, and you know, they're still trying to sort of in time do like football fixtures, so the stadium said no to sort of starting there. So Andy, the race director, has come up with some new routes which start and finish at Willen Lake, which is a popular destination in Milton Keynes, and it also just means that it can be quite social, so that if people want to go and support other people from a distance, hopefully restrictions will be sort of lowered by then, but it just means that it's going to be a bit more, it can generate hopefully a bit more of a buzz. So you can basically rock up and do your event anywhere between the 6th and the 19th of September. If you're not involved in any of the events, you can sign up to all 4 if you wanted to do all of them. You use an app which takes you around the course via GPS tracker, and you have, I guess, someone talking to you, from what I believe, telling you the directions around the course. And then once you finish your time, it then goes on to a leaderboard. So basically you are virtually racing, but it's just an enhancement of it. So he's done a really good job around it. It's given people something to focus towards, because right now there isn't a lot going on and people just want some direction. So for my clients, it's provided a great way to sort of focus their energy and all of their training into. So I've literally just come off of a sort of like Zoom call this evening. We were just catching up to see who's doing what event, whether they're doing like the 5K or 10K, half, marathon, and then maybe seeing if we can get some pace groups together. Looking for people to support on bikes if need be, or people to pace others. Obviously we're hoping that restrictions may be a little more relaxed by then, so groups may be, you know, I doubt we're going to have people running in like groups of 6 or anything like that, but just means that hopefully we can get some water stops out there, or just where people can leave stuff with us, so that halfway around the route they might be able to collect on the way round. So yeah, it's just all in the planning stages at the moment for Team CCK, but it's really exciting for all of my clients. So I am going to be focusing on the 5K. So current PB is 18:53, which I did at the Rocket 2 years ago. Park run PB I believe is about 19:15, I think. So if I could get anywhere sort of sub 20 in September, I'd be super happy. Obviously towards the lower end of 19 would be awesome too, but I reckon if I was to sort of do a time trial now, being open and honest, I reckon I'd just only be able to sort of sneak under 21. So I've got a bit of work to do, but now it does give me that direction and focus to hone in on, and just, you know, it's not like going to be an amazing sort of like atmosphere or thing on the day, but you know, if I treat it like that's my target, that will be it. So I'm going to have to figure out when I do it, because now speaking to my clients, it looks like that some want to do the half and full marathon. So maybe it might be mid-September, or I just go and do it on my own one day. I don't know, I have to look at my calendar. So yeah, that's exciting announcement number 1 is the Milton Keynes Reimagined event. I'm going to be focused on the 5K. I've got the half booked, but I've said that I'll pace someone if they want to get a target time, or say if they're doing the marathon, I'll come and run a lap with them, because it's a half marathon twice over. So yeah, that's the first one. The second one is that technically when this video is going out, it will be this week. So from the 6th to the 12th of July, the Race of the Stones are putting on a virtual event where you can run they've got certain distances, and the top level is 100 kilometers in a week, because that's what Race of the Stones is. So the option is you can go and do it in one go, but not for me, thank you very much. So I've decided that I'm going to do it across the week. Just again, another small little challenge to add into my diary, because I feel like I haven't been able to be like, yes, I've achieved this, or yes, I've achieved that. Like, a lot of my clients have been doing sort of time trials for a mile or 5k and stuff like this, and like they've been able to be like a yes moment, but I just haven't had that quite yet. So the biggest mileage week that I've done is 55 miles, and 100 kilometers is 62.13, I think. So just over 62 miles. And that 55 mile week was quite a while ago. So the last 2 weeks, last week, or this week should I say, I did 50 miles, and the week before that I did 48 miles. So I have been building up from the sort of 40 miles that I have been doing. So I'm going to be really sensible. I'm not going to go anything crazy. I'm just going to be doing my sort of normal weekly schedule, dropping the intensity, so sort of like removing intervals and any sort of like tempo based stuff. Yes. Just kidding. And then introducing some like double days, which I have been doing. So this week I did 2 double days, which actually I found okay, surprisingly, which was good, especially on Thursday. This week I did 30 minutes easy in the morning, and then in the afternoon we went out for a group run round Salsey Forest, meant to be 5 miles, and the first 2 miles we took easy, and then just started pushing the pace a little bit, and then I sort of just went with it, and then was like, well, I can do my 3 steady miles I'm meant to be doing now, and yeah, that worked out quite well. Sometimes I guess you just need to be in the mindset or the mood for it, but that was good. And yeah, my legs felt all right. So yeah, happy with how the weeks have gone. And yeah, a small little challenge for me this week. I'm going to film it all. I'm going to film every single day, get as much footage as possible to showcase the week and what it really is about, and how I manage it and how I'm feeling. You know, it could go really well, or it might not go so well. No, it will go well. But obviously there'll be times that, you know, feeling more tired than others, that I want to eat the whole kitchen and things like that. So I'm going to be focusing on all the little stuff around it as well, because now my work feels like I'm kind of back to, I wouldn't say normal, because it's the new normal, but my week and diary is definitely more jam-packed than what it was, say, like 6 weeks ago. It's quite funny because when I look back on it, I thought I was still really busy like 6 weeks ago, but what I'm doing now is far more, and I must have just been filling my time with just random stuff, because I guess you do just claim you're busy all the time, but just fill it with different stuff. I guess I was just more, so I guess this is where YouTube's been neglected now that I'm coming again back to the normal. So I'm hoping lots of footage for you, really sort of showcase the week that we're doing, and yes, and I've got a lot more video and stuff planned over the next few months, which is good. So now that I've got a focus, we can sort of document the 5k training and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been just like to update you in general, like it's been a bit of a roller coaster few months. There's lots of exciting things on the horizon, but also, you know, it's just, things are weird. I don't know how to describe it, because despite our lives being affected, I know there's people out there in a worse situations than what we've been in, and it's obviously just being sensible, it's being safe, and also just being, I guess, sympathetic of everyone else around you and mindful of what everyone else is going through. So yeah, it feels like we're sort of like, kind of feels like we're coming out on the other side, but also still feels like we're kind of in the thick of it too. But I'm just trying to take each day as it comes and just try to make the most of every opportunity that comes our way. But anyway, just to wrap up today's video, waffled on far much longer than what I wanted to. Again, I do this all the time. But yeah, really sorry I haven't been able to get James. He's just been so busy with work over the last sort of like week or so, that yeah, but haven't been able to sort of feature him in the episode. But hopefully we'll get him on board in the next few weeks. Get him to fill you in on what he's been going on, because seems to be proving quite popular on the podcast. So go and check that out, the Running Hub, if you haven't already. So it's on Apple and Spotify. So yeah, I hope that's a small insight into what we've been doing, because it's kind of like a lot's been going on, but not a lot's been going on at the same time. But I hope that you're all well, whatever you're doing, that training is going well, and if it's not, then just always remember to sort of reach out to a friend, just ask to go for a run, because that's always the first step, is just getting out there with friends again, and makes it so much easier. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in and staying if you've made it all the way to the end of this. So next video is going to be my 100 kilometre week.